Good morning, good people. Today is Friday, July 5th, 2024. It's about 6 o'clock, almost 6 o'clock in the morning. Here we are in wonderful Pahrump, Kentucky. This is Department of Career Services. I'm Edward Bevilacqua, here to help you, help our students and others who are interested on the journey of life. Today, our focus, our meeting for today is TGIF ... question mark. We'll come to that a little bit later, but I want to give the introduction to what we're doing. So again, our goal is to provide you the tools and help learning to use the tools, including when to use them, not just how to use them, but when to use them, and why to use them, okay, for this life, which in a weighing of the evidence should lead us to conclude that we have a transcendent soul, that we are not just atoms in the void. It's not just one and done. Good morning, Wadabevi. Are you at the airport? What time are you leaving? Big momentous day for Wadabevi. Talk about that for a second. Nope. What time do you leave? It is a momentous day, another chapter, doing as God instructed Abram. Oh, wow. God instructed Abram, leave this place, leave your family, go someplace new, etc., etc. So congratulations, Wadabevi. And the main thing is immerse yourself in where you're going. Remove the restraining bolt. Go with the flow. Do not have fear, etc., etc. Okay, good. Okay, so Wadabevi is here. Okay, so back to our introduction. So we are here to help our students and others who are interested on their journey through this life, which is not the end of the story. Don't know whether it was the beginning, but it's certainly not the end. Well, I don't want to say certainly. I believe that it's not the end. And I think the evidence supports that we have a transcendent soul. And I'm talking about the evidence referring to REDS, real experiences after death. But we're not here to talk about that today. We're going to talk about what? We're here to talk about TGIF, question mark, exclamation point. Is it thank God it's Friday, everyone, as Darren Hardy says. Let's just take a quick look at our daily worksheet, the most important part of our daily podcast. It's the worksheet. It is the experts telling us how to transform, how to get along on our journey from where we are to someplace better in 4 key areas. Physical, which is fitness and health. Mental, learning, always be learning. Emotional, if you can't control your emotions, don't worry about it. Somebody else will, and they'll probably take you out of the game. And finally, spiritual, which I consider to be the most important part. The most important of those things I consider to be the spiritual. So, what is the advice of an 80-year-old? Advice from an 80-year-old. Begin each day with some of your favorite music. That's pretty good advice. I begin my day with prayer. Okay. Anything you want to... Okay, Matt is here. Matt is here. Hey, the fecal marshal has arrived. Matt did a very good job yesterday. I think Matt had a good day. Got to do one of his favorite hobbies. Went to the Lutheran church for the ice cream social. Watched the fireworks. Acted as a transport. Yep, did a good job. And it was in the minority, perhaps, but certainly in that group of those who refrain from alcohol, as did I. Okay, boom. Next, okay, today is Friday, everyone. TGIF or not. Why do we say thank God it's Friday? Why do we say thank God it's Friday? Why don't we say, gosh, it's Friday? Or yeah, hallelujah. No, that would be religious too. Hoo-yah. Hoo-yah. Thank Yahweh. TYIF. Thank Yahweh. It's Friday. Well, I guess for most people who are at least back in my day when I was in my 30s and 40s, would refer to most people as wage slaves, people who give up their freedom most of the time to get a check so they have a little bit of the belief that they have freedom on weekends or whatever. You give up 5 of 7 days so that 1.5 of those 2 remaining days you have some freedom to do what you want to do, because of the belief that we have to plan for our future. We have to do this. We have to have retirement because no one is going to take care of us. That is a new idea, relatively new idea. The last 50 years, maybe 100, certainly last 100 years, we came to the belief that we need the system, Social Security, to take care of us, or we need to save for our own retirement because we cannot count on our family. Or we don't want to be a burden on our family. Whereas other parts of the world completely go humming along how it has been done for thousands of years, which is the generations cooperate, their various generations cooperate and help each other. You have the learning generation, the earning generation, and the yearning generation. And the yearning generation can help the learning generation, and they're supported by the earning generation. And then it proceeds on its merry way of doing it. But for our purposes, it's TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Here we are anticipating the weekend. Wagey Americans. Let's see, even serfs had more free time than average Americans. Well, that probably could be true. I mean, if you worked the land, you only had dread when you saw a representative of the landlord come by. But most times you had to take care of the fields, crops, do whatever you needed to do. You certainly didn't have somebody overseeing you. And so, yeah, that was how it was. Okay, so Whatababy heading to Florida, last day in Mojinia. So we're going to hopefully see you, but I know you're going into an intensive period which I will call basic training. And I too am optimistic and happy about it. Let's see, what else? What else can we say? Training indeed. And is your goal, have you done the Jordan Peterson? And this would be for everyone too, is consider your life on 10 dimensions. Where do you want to be 3 years from now in terms of job, fitness, health, relationships, your social life? Let's see, what are some of the other ones? Well, Just consider on all these, as many dimensions as you can. Where do you want to be physically? Where do you want to be? How do you want to be physically? How do you want your health to be? What about your social, your friends, your acquaintances? All of that stuff. Think about where you want to be. And then do the same thing, looking back where you were 5 years ago and where you have come in the 3 years ago. And where you've come in the last 3 years, ask yourself the question, well, if I don't change, what am I likely to be like now? If I stay on the trajectory where I was, where am I likely to be now? So where was I in 2019? What was I doing? And what am I doing now? Is it, boom, I've gone from here to here, here to here. Most people have just gone, shh, or more like, and they're not really different. People who go to school, boom. People go in the military, boom. Military, shh. A number, not all of them. Okay, so training indeed. So where do you want to be 3 years from now? And then ask yourself the question, what would I rather be doing than pursuing that? And the answer, whatever it is, maybe you should change your mind. What would I rather be doing? And it's a sincere rather. It's not like, oh, I'd rather just win the lottery. No, that's not what we're getting at here. Okay, so what would I rather be doing? And you should come to the conclusion, nothing. And then Jordan Peterson, so why would you spend your time doing anything other than pursuing that future? And I think in a sense, that's what a bevy is doing. And Matt, I don't know that Matt is articulated mentally, or I should say formally, has formally gone through that process. But I see, Matt, when he started, getting better. And now I see the curve increasing very frequently. So good on you, mate. Let's see, what else we got going? I'm going to be going to Lost Wages today. Got some meetings down there, things to do, people to see, and it's going to be a busy day for me. It was a good Friday. Looks like the Kia is going to be getting fixed. We found out what it was, and it turns out it was a bearing. So we replaced a bearing, and the bearing quickly went bad, leading us to believe it wasn't the bearing, that the bearing was fine. It wasn't the bearing, so we need to replace the knuckle, whatever that is. We need to replace the knuckle. Okay, so here we are at 13 minutes, 11 in. I think it's been a good day, a good topic. Oh, let's go to Seth Godin, because that was a good one for today. The paradox of lessons. Right, let's go and ask the question, what is a paradox? Just so we're all on the same page. Paradox, a seemingly absurd or self-contradictory statement or proposition that when investigated or explained may prove to be well-founded or true. Okay, so the paradox of lessons means the initial thought about lessons is not good, like only mediocre people need lessons because you're not good enough, so you need lessons. And the paradox is no, it's the opposite. The people most likely to sign up for coaching or additional learning are the folks who are already good at their craft. I'm terrible at this can lead to, and I don't want to be reminded of it. Or perhaps, I don't want to waste their time, or I'm never going to get better. When it's possible to get better, embracing mediocrity isn't a useful strategy. I'd rather have a surgeon who regularly attends trainings, wouldn't you? Read a book, find a coach, organize a group. If you're serious about getting better, you'll improve. Yes. Learning creates more competence, but first it amplifies our feelings of incompetence. Okay? Learning creates more competence, but at first it amplifies our feelings of incompetence. Right, so the sentence I like most in this is, if you're serious about getting better, you'll improve. Last Wednesday, we went to Star, and it was pretty bad, pretty sad, pretty not good to see what has happened in the last month, where the pressure to improve was released. There was no pressure to improve, and people went back to who they were, but they pulled others and the property into it. So not good, not good, not good. And here we are, though, at 1603 in Death Valley this weekend. Yes, we're going to Death Valley on Sunday. And I will tell you that there's supposed to be record heat. It could get to 130 degrees out there. So I have the the thermoses. And we'll stop somewhere. Not sure who's going. Could be just Matt and I. But hoping to, other people have been invited. So we will see how it will be. And now the question is making sure we have a vehicle that will make it there and back. Okay, so with that, we're going to say, until tomorrow, TGIF, question mark. What? Yeah, all right. Oop. Oh no. Oop.